Okay, welcome back to part 3 of Eragon Chapter 3 Dragon Tales. Dun 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 Dragon Tales. No, I didn't put it on this time. Murloc untied the opening and swung the flap to one side. Small trinkets and strange pieces of furniture, such as a round bed and tree seats carved from tree stumps, filled the tent. How could he carry all this? I mean, like, how did he bring it all? Hmm. A gnarled dagger with a ruby in the pommel rested on a white cushion. Merrill closed the flap and turned to them. Please, seat yourself. When they had, he said, "Now show me why we are meeting in private." Eragon unwrapped the stone and set it between the two men. Murloc reached for it with a gleam in his eye, then stopped and asked, "May I?" When Garrow indicated his approval, Murloc picked it up. "Okay, he can't pick it up, and he may, but he can't because it's frictionless." I'll never get over that. He put the stone in his lap and reached to one side for a tin box. Opened it, revealed a large set of copper scales, which he set on the ground. After weighing the stone, he scrutinized its surface under a jeweler's glass, tapped it gently with a wooden mallet, then drew the point of a tiny clear stone over it. He measured its length and diameter, then recorded the figures on the slate. He considered the result for a while. "Do you know what it's worth?" No, admitted Garrow. His cheeks twitched, and he shifted uncomfortably on the seat. Marlock grimaced. "Unfortunately, neither do I. But I can tell you this much. The white veins are a similar material as the blue that surrounds them. Oh, it's the same material, not similar. Only a different color. What that material might be, though, I haven't a clue. It's harder than any rock I've seen. Harder even than diamond." Harder than diamond, seriously? "Whoever shaped it used tools I have never seen, or magic. Also, it's hollow." Hollow. I can't raise my eyebrows. "What?" exclaimed Garrow. An irritated edge crept into Marlock's voice. "Did you ever hear a rock that sounded like this?" He grabbed the dagger from the cushion and slapped the stone with the flat of the blade. A pure note filled the air, then faded away smoothly. Eragon was alarmed, afraid that the stone had been damaged. Murloc tilted the stone towards him. "You'll find no scratches or blemishes where the dagger struck. I doubt I could do anything to harm the stone, even if I took a hammer to it. What about a big mace, like..." Because they did that in Dragon Fable, which was a game I played a long time ago. It's like when I wanted my dragon eggs to hatch, for some reason, my character took a big mace and started attacking it. It didn't work. Oh shoot, I just revealed it. No, shoot. Garrow crossed his arms with a reserved expression. A wall of silence surrounded him. Eragon was puzzled. "But I'm sure you knew it before," he said. I mean, like, it's so obvious. A wall of silence surrounded him. Eragon was puzzled. "I knew that the stone appeared in spine through magic, but made by magic? What for? And why?" he blurted. "But why? But what? But what is it worth?" "I can't tell you that," said Murloc in a pained voice. "I'm sure there are people who would pay dearly to have it, but none of them are in Carvajal. You would have to go to the southern cities to find a buyer. This is a curiosity for most people, not an item to spend money on when practical things are needed." Garrow stared at the tent ceiling like a gambler calculating the odds. "Will you buy it?" The trader answered instantly. "It's not worth the risk. I might be able to find a wealthy buyer during my spring travels, but I can't be certain. Even if I did, you wouldn't be paid until I return next year. No, you will have to find someone else to trade with. I am curious, however. Why did you insist on talking to me in private?" Eragon put the stone away before answering. "Because, because," he glanced at the man, wondering if he would explode like stone. "I found this in the spine. The folks around here don't like that." Merle gave him a startled look. Do you know why my fellow merchants and I were late this year?" Eragon shook his head. "Our wanderings have been dogged with misfortune. Chaos seems to rule Alagasia. who cannot avoid illness, attacks, and the most cursed bad luck. Because the Varden's attacks have increased, Galbatorix has forced cities to send more soldiers to the borders, men who are needed to combat the Urgles. The brutes have been migrating southeast towards the Hatterack Desert. No one knows why, and it wouldn't concern us, except that they're passing through populated areas. They've been spotted on roads and near cities. Worst of all are reports of a shade, though the stories are unconfirmed. Not many people survived such an encounter, except that one elf lady. Yeah. Why haven't we heard of this? Cried Eragon. Because, said Murloc grimly, it only began a few months ago. Whole villages are being forced to move because Urkels destroyed their fields and starvation threatens. Nonsense, growled Garrow. We haven't seen any Urgles. The only one around here has his horns mountain in Morn's Tavern. I really don't like that voice. I think it's why my throat is really bad. I'm gonna stop Garrow's voice from now on. Murloc arched an eyebrow. Maybe so. But this small village hidden by mountains. This is a small village hidden by mountains. It's not surprising that you've escaped notice. However, I wouldn't expect that to last. I only mentioned this because strange things are happening here as well. If you found such a stone in this mine. With that sobering statement, he bid them farewell with a bow and a slight smile. Oh shoot, we're running out of time. Why is this chapter so long? I've got 4 more entire pages to go. We won't make it. Garrow headed back to Carvajal with Eragon trailing behind him. What do you think? Asked Eragon. I'm going to get more information before I make up my mind. Take the stone back to the wagon, and then do what you want. I'll meet you for dinner at Horst's. Eragon dodged through the crowd and happily dashed back to the wagon. Trading would take his uncle hours, time that he planned to enjoy fully. He hid the stone on their bags, then set out into the town with a cocky stride. We're gonna stop this at 9:30, or something like that. He walked from one booth to another, evaluating the goods with a buyer's eye. Despite his meager supply of coins, when he talked with the merchants, they confirmed what Murloc had said about the instability in Alagasia. Over and over the message was repeated. Last year's security had deserted us. New dangers have appeared, and nothing is safe. So dramatic! Later in the day, we bought 3 sticks of malt candy and a small piping hot cherry pie. Okay, the one reason that it's not so dramatic is that this book is more than like 500 pages long, right? So nothing can happen until like way past here, because there's another 4 books, and each of them are like double this. Well, not double, like more, like 1.5 or something. Yeah, 1.5. So we got 1 plus 3, 1.5 equals 4.5, 5.5. Okay, so we got 5.5 of this. So this is X. We're talking math now. This is X, and Y equals the total amount of like pages, which is like estimated to 5.5x. Now we should stop. And they said at 9:30, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.